Hello, this is Juraj from IDEA StatiCa. Welcome to a session about the workflows, about how to work with multiple connections fast and do it with two dedicated solutions, Tekla Structures and SAP2000. I've got my colleague Adam here today, our product engineer. Adam, how are you?
I'm pretty good. Thanks, Juraj, and greetings to everybody. Looking forward to the session.
Perfect. Myself, Juraj Sabatka, I'm a sales and finance officer of IDEA StatiCa. We're both located here in Brno, Czech Republic. And we've prepared content for you to give you overview and feeling how fast can you work with your current tools, whether it is Tekla Structures, SAP2000, or both, combined with IDEA StatiCa to supercharge your connection design workflows to work safer, faster, and avoid errors. We're going to talk about how the BIM links work, and we're going to do two live demos on projects we've handpicked. We're going to show two sides of the connection design and two types of links we have. With finite element analysis solutions like SAP2000, when the engineer has the analytical model in place with all the load combinations, etc. And the other side of it is the fabrication, the detailing part, when we have a connection and connections model in Tekla Structures, and we want to extract them, properly load them, and do the code check. We're going to be working with Tekla Structures for the CAD and BIM part, and with SAP2000 for the analytical part. Of course, we have multiple BIM links that provide a similar workflow. It's a lot of work to keep them up to date. We continuously make new versions to align that the workflow works with current APIs. You can always check that on our website and make sure that your version is supported. We're gonna take a steel hole modeled in Tekla Structures. We're gonna show you how the IDEA StatiCa Code Check Manager works, how to extract various numbers of connections, how they can be loaded, how to manage changes, how to synchronize the models. Okay. And then we'll do the similar thing with SAP2000. We're gonna take a steel structure in SAP2000, explain how the link works, how can we export 1, 2, 3, 4 connections, what are the tips and tricks in modeling, how to work with templates, and again synchronizing all the changes. And for the experts, there's also a possibility to link all this. Okay? If you have Tekla Structures, SAP2000, IDEA StatiCa on one machine and corresponding models, you can link it all together. All right, so let's start with how does it work with Tekla Structures. Adam, will you show us?
Of course. So let me take the presenter, share my screen with you. All right. Now you should be able to see Tekla Structures 2020 and the model of a steel hole. This is well designed, well prepared for the last step, which is the code check of the steel connections. So let's do that. So here, since I install IDEA StatiCa on my computer, it automatically integrates these commands into my Tekla. So what I have to do is just to push this Code Check Manager button, and the Code Check Manager opens. Here, simple workflow, just choose the code I want to work with and do the code check in. For example, I'll choose the Russian code. And this is the Code Check Manager, and here it allows me to work with the Tekla model and import the data into IDEA StatiCa. So let's see how this works. If I select here the command 1, it allows me to import one connection, one joint. Let's focus on this one, for example. So first, in the first step, I have to select the node where the axes of the beams meet, which is this point. Then select the beams, press spacebar, and in the last third step, just drag over all the items I have on this joint, on this connection, and press spacebar to confirm. Here it asks me, this is the IDEA StatiCa message, if there are any welds missing. I have a possibility that IDEA StatiCa automatically adds them there, but this model is well designed, all welds are in position, so I don't have to do this improvement algorithm. So this is it. I have this connection or this joint imported. This is the list of joints imported from this Tekla project. For now, just one item. Let's open it and see what I get in application IDEA StatiCa connection. So as you can see, I've got the members and all the connection items imported, all plates, bolts, welds, everything is in position. Only thing I'm missing here is of course the load effects, so load combination, internal forces. How to input them? I can do this simply by adding load and inputting them manually. That's one option. So let's see if I, for example, use some values here, maybe something like this. So I've got this connection loaded. So the last thing is to push the calculate button, and let's see about the results of the code check. Okay, this is calculated. I have a quick overview. You can go to the tab check and report and study the outputs in details. I'll just briefly continue on. Save this, close, and I've got these results loaded in this code check manager overall view, and I can continue my work. So this is how you can import and code check one. Yeah, yes, Juraj, go on.
Good, looks good. What to do when I would wish to import more of the connections?
Of course, I was just about to mention this. For this, we have another option. Instead of using one, you can use the bulk import. That means you import more joins, more connections at once, instantly. So let me focus on another part of this structure. For example, this deck over here. And let's see how this works. So I'll choose the bulk connection. This is very easy. Just drag over the joints that I'm interested in. I've got all the welds. I don't need to add any missing welds, so that's okay. And that's it. Now just wait 3 seconds to get the data processed. And I've got a couple of connections or joints in here. Let's see if I zoom out, if I browse through them, I can see how they get highlighted in the Tekla model. So I can easily identify which is one. So let me open one of them and show you how you can even improve workflow with inputting the internal forces. I can, so I have this joined in here, everything in place, and I'm missing the load effects, right? So I can help myself by using the Excel import. So I don't have to type in the values, but I can take the values from Excel, copy, and go back and just paste Control+V and click OK. I've got this. I can use this for multiple load combination, for example, 50 just by one copy paste. Yeah, very simple. Okay, so here when I calculate this, let's see. This calculation, of course, when you have just one load combination or load effect, is pretty fast. You can imagine when you have 50 of them, it takes a little bit more time, but I will tell you how to save some time by calculating all of the connections at once. So I have this finished. I can close it, go back, to Tekla and CodeCheck Manager for this Tekla project. I've got this here, right? So this is how the bulk, I can continue now with the other imported joints. This is how the bulk works.
Okay. Very good. If I need to change something in Tekla structures, let's say cross-section changes at one of the beams.
Yeah, sure. Yes, this is very important. You can imagine as an engineer or designer, you've got changes in the project on the way. So you have to always keep your models up to date. We've been thinking of this, of course, as well. Let me demonstrate this. If I, for example, say about this member, this is going to be changed for another cross section. So let me do that and completely change the design. I will use a C profile instead of I section. So let me modify this. Okay, and even more, I can, for example, delete some of the items or modify the items of the connection. So some changes. What I have to do now, since I have this, just click one button, synchronize. What it does, it updates my IDEA StatiCa connection model with all the changes in Tekla, right? I can do this for one, or as a bulk, again, synchronize all the connections with all the changes in the Tekla, just at one click, right? So let me show you about the changes, how it looks in here. And demonstrate this, by my opinion, pretty cool feature. So I've got the C section here, I've got the stiffeners deleted. Okay, that's for the synchronization. And to even speed up your calculations, you don't have to calculate each one. And again, you can use this calculate all, and you've got this all
Right.
all
So I don't
results
need to
updated.
go into each of the connection, and I can just recalculate them all from here.
Right. You can basically operate all the connections just from this window, this CodeCheck Manager.
Okay, makes sense. Perfect. Thanks a lot, Adam. I think it shows the workflow with Tekla Structures and IDEA StatiCa quite nicely. What can we do with SAP 2000?
All right. You're welcome. It was a pleasure show about Tekla. And now let's move on to the analysis models. So for this demonstration, I've prepared a simple SAP 2000 structure. And again, this is pretty similar for what you've just seen for Tekla structures. I've got these command in SAP 2000 added since I've installed my IDEA StatiCa on my computer. So let's just open that. Again, CodeCheck Manager opens for this SAP 2000 project. Again, I can choose the code I want to work in regarding the code checks. And this is just slightly different, but basically works the same. I say in SAP 2000, I want to import this node number 2 and click the connection command. This is now processing the data, and I've got first item in the list of imports in the CodeCheck Manager list. Here, this is again slightly different from the CAT workflow of Bimlinks. Here I can see the picture of the structure, of the part of the structure, the node and the members connected to this node. It's similar what I have here. And I can see the list of cross sections and which of the member is set as bearing. And I can even merge, for example, in this case, I have this continuous column in here. So I can have it as 2 ended members or merge it and have it as 1 continuous member in here. So this is something I can manage or just skip by clicking the finish button right away. Just a simple setup. And since I finish and open the node and the application connection again, I can see that from structure model, I've got the members, its cross sections, and 3 sets of internal forces from 3 load combinations. You can see some description here, the values, of course, and so on. So I can go through them to check. And what's missing here, of course, that's different from the Tekla workflows. I don't have the connections here, right? So I have to add them. I have to do the job of designing these connections. So in this case, this is quite, let's say, standard joint. I can use or take advantage of the right-click dynamic templates. And here it offers me some designs. I can choose some of that here. I'm fine with this bolt, so I can change, of course, anything I like. So the same way I'm going to connect this beam. I'll use the cleat connection here. Again, I can modify whatever I like. I can modify it later on anytime. This is very, very friendly and open software to optimizing, modifying, and do changes anytime I like. Okay, so this is it. When I calculate this now, I've got, of course, the analysis performed for all 3 combinations of load effects. So this takes a few seconds more. But then I've got, again, the overall results that shows me the quick info about the worst or the most dangerous of all the combinations in here. You can see some bolts are red in here. If you're interested in this, it tells me I have not fulfilled the criteria for detailing. That means we have also incorporated into our software checks for detailings. That means in this case, distances of bolts from the edges of plates and distances from bolts from each other. In this case, solution is pretty easy. I can click on this bolt that is not fulfilled, and I can modify my design by having this end plate a bit bigger and by spacing the bolts, right, like this. And then I would pass the code checks even for detailings. So this is how you can even optimize and play with the design pretty easy and straightforward way. And that's it for how you import connection, design it, code check.
Perfect.
Fast.
Looking nice. So we get code checks for stress strain, all the aspects, right, and also the detailing. That's great. Very easy to understand. If I want to work with more connections in SAP 2000, is it also possible?
Of course. Yes. Let me show you that. Again, similar to what I have shown you in Tekla. There is not the bulk selection button. Instead, it's just one command connection, but it works the same. It works just simply if you drag and select more of these nodes in here and push the button here, it just imports everything that you have selected instantly, as you can see. So again, I have 3 nodes in here. So I do the same as before. I'll just merge this one as to have it continuous. Finish and open that. And again, I have to design the connection. But this time, I can show you how you can even improve the workflow with multiple nodes or connections of the same design, right? I have imported these 3 nodes of this deck. They have probably or will be probably designed the same way. So what I have to do is create the design just once. This time I will use the operations instead of the templates. From the list of operation, I can choose one that I wanna create. So I will choose fin plate and modify this fin plate to fit my desired shape like this. And I will also add a stiffener on the back of the main beam. So here I'm just specifying it's on this member and it's only on one side, of course. Good, so that's it. Now, if I save this, I can create a template and that will help me to reproduce the design. Yeah, so let's name this template, for example, 2000 cleat. Okay, and now if I open the other connection in here, then this time I don't have to, input the operation and operations and design the connections again. I can just go to templates and apply that one I have previously created. Yeah, the bolts are the same, and of course I can do this as many times as I like. And imagine this not only for such a simple connection, but you have a, let's say, complex joint of 8 members. You've got more, of course, plates, bolts, welds, and of course, and all that. So this can save you plenty of time when you want to really work on the whole structure.
That looks very good. So I can build up a library of my templates of connections that I use regularly, right?
Yes,
Right.
exactly.
Okay. If I change something in SAP 2000, what happens?
Yeah. Again, very similar to the one in Tekla. Let me, for example, change a cross-section of this beam. So I'll open the model for editing and change the cross-section to IP 120. So what I have to do now in SAP is to recalculate, because of course, if I change anything in a structure model, it affects me the resulting internal forces that we use for CodeCheck in IDEA StatiCa. So by doing this, I actually update my model not only with the cross-section, but also with the new sets of internal forces, right? So I keep everything up to date and I don't have to struggle with inputting or updating the forces outside. So again, how to apply these changes in this structural modal BIMLink type as SAP2000 is. I've got the option to synchronize all of them because I need to, of course, update all the internal forces or the load effects, because any change in the structure model changes everything, right? So that's the reason I have to synchronize everything. And as you can see, I've got the IP 120 here. And if I close this, save, I can again take advantage and operate the calculations and these synchronizations just from the CodeCheck manager. I don't have to even go and open each connection, right? Here I can see I failed with detailing, so I will probably go in and modify my design to meet the criteria.
Very good. So I can see that I can use the CodeCheck manager to be in charge of my connections designed in SAP 2000, update them, synchronize them, recalculate. Very cool.
Yes.
If I'm an engineer who is using both SAP 2000 and Tekla Structures, can it be linked all together?
Yes, there is an option. I wanted to kind of conclude my demonstration that we in IDEA StatiCa really focus on improving the workflow, because we know how the time of engineers, what it costs, and we want to really help you improve and the workflow, save time, and focus on the important parts of the job, right? The software should work for you. And so this is what you have just asked, one of the aspects that we've been thinking of, if I have a Tekla model of a construction and I have the structure model of this construction as well, could I take advantage of this and meet them in IDEA StatiCa for the code check? The answer is yes. You can combine these two. That's the most perfect way, because then you don't have to really do anything. You just export connection from Tekla, you export a node from SAP2000, and then you combine these two models that you have in IDEA StatiCa into one. So you've got the design from Tekla, and you've got the sets of internal forces and load effects from SAP2000, and then you just click calculate, and that's it. And you can, if you're interested in this, go to our webpage, ideastatica.com, find the support center, and there is a tutorial for how to combine models from Tekla and SAP2000. So feel free to browse that and try it on.
Perfect. Thanks a lot. We've shown multiple aspects and ways how to use IDEA StatiCa with Tekla Structures and SAP2000. I hope you can see that the way connection design can be done has changed dramatically since IDEA StatiCa has been around, and we believe it will continue to speed up your work even more, be more accurate, save time, focus on the important stuff, as Adam explained. And we like to summarize that in one sentence. You should be able to calculate yesterday's estimates. Thanks a lot for paying attention. Thanks a lot for watching this, and we'll be looking forward to your projects, your questions, and other insights you have for us. It's great talking to you. Have a good day, and bye-bye.
Thanks for watching. Enjoy your day. Bye.